YouTube, it's Bordersdude and I'm back with another video, and this is my top 10 bots of 2020. And here's some honourable mentions before the top 10 starts. This has been a tremendous year for Transformers, and this is just a selection of figures that just didn't make it into the list. So my top 10 slot does go to both the Titans that I picked up this year. They both have incredible robot modes with a ton of articulation for their size, and their alt modes are just as equally as fantastic as each other. The only reason that they don't have separate entries is because other bots in my collection have been this strong, and one of the downsides of having Titans bots is the sheer size and how you can only really display them in robot mode unless you do have a lot of space. In at number 9 is Commander Class Skylynx. I think this is a definitive version of Skylynx in the Generations line. It does exactly the same as the third-party Mastermind Creation version does, in my opinion. You get a fantastic space shuttle mode that has the classic NASA logo on it. The Lynx mode is cool as well, and that base mode, while not fantastic, it's still a nice additional extra. Again, the definitive Skylynx in the Generations collection. Number 8 is Commander Class Jetfire. Like many in 2020, I picked up this figure at Bargain Max when he was at reduced price. Now, what I will say about this figure is the two robot mode options you have are brilliant. You've got what I have here is the IDW Snap-on Armor version, and you also get the classic Generation 1 animation accurate robot mode coupled with that amazing transformation to the Generation 1 looking alt mode as well. Definitely a brilliant figure, and if you collect Jetformers, he should be in your collection. Number 7 is the Horicon Snapdragon. This is a fantastic update to his Generation 1 original figure. All three modes work really well. Certainly the Dragon mode is not the best, I would say the weakest of those modes, but overall the package and the way things transform is done very clever and fun. In at number 6 is Sideswipe and Red Alert, purely because they are the same mould, but they are fantastic. I love this mini masterpiece design that they have going on in the War for Cybertron trilogy, and it really shows with this mould. It's a fun transformation, and the alt modes, while they aren't Earth based, they certainly look cool enough. In at number 5 is Grapple. Now this is a fantastic update of the Generation 1 original, much better than the Reveal the Shield figure. It shares so much similarities with its Generation 1 counterpart, as well as the transformation being very similar, and that really gets my nostalgia glands flowing. Number 4, of course, is going to be an Ultra Magnus in this countdown, and it is the Ultra Magnus I got for my birthday, which is the boxed version of the reissue way back in the early 2000s, and it has everything included, and also those silly short smokestacks, as well as the ridiculous safety missiles. But I love the classic Generation 1 box design, and just having a boxed Ultra Magnus in my collection is enough for it to make the top 10. In at number 3 is the Refractor gift pack. Now I wanted this gift pack instead of buying the individual robots for a couple of reasons, mainly the fact that this colour scheme represents the Microchange original and gives them more variety to their individual robot modes, plus you get all those accessories to give him that 80s camera vibe. It's definitely a fantastic gift set and one to have in your collection. In at number 2 is Siege Shockwave. This is a fantastic figure. A lot of people were upset with the figure because of the size of it, but the fact you get two robot modes here. I've got the powered up version all kitted out, plus you can get his original looking robot mode, and when it comes to alt modes, you can get that classic laser gun mode as well as a fantastic spaceship mold. So while he might not have the height that people expect out of a leader class figure, he more than makes up for it in his plethora of robot and alt modes. Very clever figure. My number 1 pick for my top 10 bots of 2020 is the Back to the Future crossover figure, Gigawatt. I'm amazed that this figure has came from a base mold from Siege Sideswipe. It doesn't look anything like that figure. The only way you know this is through the transformation and that sort of recognisable head sculpt. But there's been so much detail went into the robot mode here. The fact you have the flux capacitor in the middle of the chest with all those date and times from the Back to the Future series, all the additional details that have been added to the figure's legs and arms are tremendous. The transformation is just as fun with those little extras that make it a tad more challenging, and that DeLorean mode is spot on. And the fact you can have the Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 2 alt modes is a fantastic touch, and it just shows the care and love that has went into this figure. Not to mention that premium paint job, which makes it worth the money. Those reasons and some more that I haven't mentioned, I am sure, are why the Back to the Future Gigawatt figure is my top pick of 2020. Wasn't many highlights in 2020, let's be honest, but Transformers was certainly a really good one. I think they've really hit their stride now with the Earthrise line, and the early stuff we've seen of Kingdom so far has been amazing, and I hope it continues. I absolutely loved all the figures we got in 2020, and I'm certainly looking forward to all the figures in the Kingdom line in 2021.